morning. You say good morning? No, Mom, I don't talk yet. I'm just wanting to come on here and wish you guys a good morning. It is Thursday morning right here in real time. Yeah, and I just got back from Trader Joe's. If you guys saw my Costco grocery haul earlier, you'd know that I went to Costco earlier this week, so I really didn't need much for Shabbat. Yes, but of course I had to pick up my fresh flowers. And I feel like I've been talking about Trader Joe's flowers every Shabbat prep video and yet have not been to Trader Joe's. Anyways, here they are. You ready for them? Glorious. I finally bought the blue hydrangeas that I absolutely love. They're my favorite Shabbat flowers. I mean, look at these. Whoa. Look at these. Camera. So anyways, I got 2 bunches of these gorgeous flowers. They were $5.99 each. Pretty good deal because each one comes with like 3 big bunches. Anyways, and then I got just everything we need for the actual meal tomorrow. I wanted a whole chicken cut up. If you saw my Costco haul, we got chicken breast, but I wanted a whole chicken. And then I got this like salad dressing because I have this salad dressing chicken recipe that's my mom's. And it's just gonna be a very traditional, typical Friday night Shabbat. Okay, so me and Zach are gonna unpack those groceries, and then I wanted to show you, I actually got something pretty exciting in the mail. I'm under no obligation to tell you guys about this, but Tate's Cookies gifted me these amazing, look at this, amazing supply of cookies. But what's the reason that they sent them to me is because they just came out with their vegan cookies, so they are parv. So I don't know if you guys know this, but all of Tate's cookies are certified kosher OU, but they just came out with the parv set, which is very exciting. Okay, so I'm gonna get started with my coffee and then I'm gonna do the table. Let's talk flower arranging. So this is something to me that makes Shabbat really special in our home, is that I try to always get Friday, pick up some nice beautiful flowers, whether it's Trader Joe's or whatever. I actually don't think I've ever been to a real florist in my recent like in my life, you know what I mean? I mean, maybe when I was younger, but like in my, you know, as life exists now, I have not been to a real florist like in our area. I would love to actually. But my point is just that I think that even if you just get some store-bought flowers, it can absolutely make your home look so beautiful and make Shabbat dinner special. And that's what I really try to focus on, is how to do simple things that make a big impact. So having a clean kitchen and some fresh flowers out, I think just make all the difference. So anyways, I wanted to have 3 low bunches on our table and kind of spread them out over the table this week, because the past few weeks I've done like one big thing on the end. I also like to do lower bunches of flowers because then you can see over them to talk to each other, and I think it's really pretty. So I was just going to use the blue hydrangeas that I bought this week, but my pink roses from last week had a little life left in them. Don't mind me just knocking over the water jar there. But they looked so pretty with the blue hydrangeas mixed in together. And like on their own, I think you would have seen that they were a little past their prime, but mixed in with the others, they looked so nice. So I just set them out on our table. Like I said, they're just in water glasses. I didn't have actual small vases. I do want to invest in a few more like things for the dining table this year. I'm pretty minimalist. If you guys have watched my channel before, you know that. But now that I'm really making such an effort with Shabbat each week, I'd like a few little things here and there just to make them all feel different and special. So anyways, maybe some more vases or something. But I think this came out so well, and I was just so happy with the look. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, guys. It is a fabulous Friday morning. It's actually a freezing Friday morning. It is like 15 degrees outside right now. It's so cold. I thought I'd sit down for a second with a beautiful table in the background because I realized that this week is actually a very exciting and significant Torah portion. So every week we read the Torah on Shabbat. We actually read it throughout the week as well. But every week there's a Torah portion of the week. And this week's is Parshat Yitro, or Jethro. And it's about when Moses' father-in-law comes to hang out with him in the desert and talks to him about what legal system basically they should be using to govern the Israelites. But at the end, there's like all of a sudden things change. God like descends down the mountain and gives Moses, and shares with Moses the 10 Commandments. So it's this pretty like amazing end to the Torah portion. It's also very confusing because kind of like similarly with in Bereshit, in the beginning of the Torah, you hear the story of creation and then you hear it again later. So there's a lot of these where like we hear the 10 Commandments and then we'll hear them later, and then there's the story of the golden calf. So it's as much as the Torah is chronological, there's still a little bit of like confusion unless you're a Torah scholar, and then I'm sure it all makes a lot more sense. But anyway, so I thought I'd pop on to share that little bit of Torah. There's some very beautiful interpretations of the meaning of this Torah portion, and some of it in terms of the like legal stuff and Moses' father-in-law. It's about how Moses says to him he doesn't want to create a system of all these hierarchies because he believes that the people are equal. So there's some like beauty in that. So I just invite you, if you're interested and curious, to do a little Torah portion reading every week. I try to always just look up which one it is. Our rabbi usually sends an email with like a little bit about the Torah portion, so it's just nice. And sometimes I use that to kind of inspire the week Shabbat. Like for example, we always do for Parshat Noah, the story of the flood and Noah, we do a rainbow challah. So things like that. Anyways, it has been a crazy day here. So since I talked to you guys yesterday, we found out late yesterday afternoon that there was a positive case in one of my kids' classes. And then of course it was like the whole text chain of all the moms going off, like, all the figuring everything out, because the rules just change so often, and they actually changed since last week. So my oldest son is vaccinated and can go to school, which is amazing. So thankfully he was able to go today, but it's still just a strange day. Like there's only a few kids there, the oldest ones, and anyway, so that's just a bit of the background about what's going on. So I'm sure he'll be fine when I pick him up. I don't even I said to him, I was like, people might be talking a lot about the germs today. Like, you can tell them you don't want to talk about it, or you can come ask me your questions kind of thing. But it's just a crazy, crazy time. So yeah, that's a little bit about what's going on here. So I thought I'd just sit down for a second, catch up with you guys. And now I gotta get going. I've got to feed this little sweet pea. And then it's time to clean the kitchen. Get it all ready for Shabbat. Say Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Every time I turn on the camera, his eyes are just like, what is that thing? So it is a kitchen cleaning time. I think last week I told you guys that I tried to be really systematic when I clean the kitchen. So I'll put everything in the refrigerator that needs to go in the refrigerator. Then I'll do everything that needs to go in the pantry, and kind of go around like that. But somehow, I don't know, I still feel like I'm a chicken with its head cut off, just running around in circles. I always say you guys are seeing the best, the kitchen at its best on a Friday. It definitely gets messy in the week. It gets messy every single day. That is just life. But like I talked about last week, I just try to have a grateful heart about it and just think I'm happy it's messy and full of life. And even though it's hard, it is hard to do the same task over and over again. That is kind of life. A lot of what we do as moms each day is just the same thing over and over. We pack the lunches, we make the dinner, we clean the house, and it's kind of, you really have to motivate yourself, because you do all these things and then the next day you gotta do them all over again. But I think that's just, it's about finding the joy within that process. Otherwise it's just so hard. Then the last thing I do for my cleaning routine is turn on my Oofy. This is our robot vacuum. It's so good. I really recommend, especially if you have kids and pets like we do, it just really helps. I usually turn it on like every morning. And this is our Shabbat table all set and ready to go. I'm so excited to just sit down and eat the meal and enjoy. But first I gotta cook the meal. Okay, so this is my salad dressing chicken. It's actually my mom's recipe. It's actually not even a recipe. It's so easy. All you have to do is take the chicken, put it in a pan or a baking dish. If you're using a baking dish like I am, then you want to just make sure to give each piece of chicken room. Like you don't want it to be crowded, so it's not like you give each of the pieces of chicken a chance to brown. But basically you just put the chicken in the pan and pour salad dressing on it. That really is all you have to do. I put on salt and pepper as, you know, an extra little fancy shindig, but that's it. Also, if you're wondering about all the different baking dishes I have out, I took them out to bake the other stuff for dinner, so that's what's going on there. But for the salad dressing, you can use any vinaigrette or Italian dressing. You just don't want it to be like a creamy dressing. That wouldn't be kosher anyways. But I find what works best is like an oil-based dressing, like a vinaigrette like this. This one is a balsamic one. And the chicken turns out so delicious. You can do it, you can marinate it beforehand like I'm doing. I'm just popping it in the refrigerator. But if you don't have time, you don't even need to. And then for the vegetables, all I'm doing is putting a little bit of garlic, olive oil, salt, and pepper, mixing those up with my hands because, you know, got a million things going on, and just putting that into bake. And then I just have a barley and lentil packet from Whole Foods. You just microwave it. So that's going to be our side dish as well. And then here I am putting everything in the oven. I was going to take this footage out because look at my face. Like, what am I doing? I don't know why, but it's always such a struggle for me to put things in the oven. I'm like so nervous about burning myself or a dog running by. Anyways, I left it in for your viewing pleasure. That is the lentils, and here are the vegetables. I just put everything on one beautiful dish and put it in the center of the table. If I didn't have really little kids, I would just put the one straight from the oven on, but I think it looks so pretty like this. So that's it. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.